Building Bridges to the Future Foundation launched in 2005 in response to the Asian tsunami that devastated Aceh Province, Indonesia. On Sunday morning, December 26, 2004, an underwater earthquake in the Indian Ocean off the west coast of Aceh set into motion one of the most catastrophic natural events in recorded history. The energy from this quake, the second largest ever recorded, resulted in an ocean wave 30 meters high traveling at the speed of a commercial jet. While the tsunami claimed 230,000 lives in 11 countries, 170,000, nearly 75% of all victims, were from Aceh. Survivors saw their families wiped away, their homes obliterated, and their farmland destroyed by millions of tons of sand and salt, left with nothing but the clothes they were wearing at the time. This sparked one of the greatest international humanitarian efforts ever. Thousands of aid workers descended upon the region to deliver over $5 billion worth of assistance, donated by governments, community organizations, and families from around the world. Much of the international relief focused on Western Aceh. Sarah Henderson, a native New Yorker who was living and working in the region for over 15 years, traveled to Banda Aceh, the capital of Aceh Province. Seeing the very active relief effort in Aceh's most populous city, Sarah decided to explore remote areas of the tsunami's ravaged west coast. Sarah traveled as far as she could on washed-out roads and stopped in a small remote village called Rumput. What she saw there would forever change her. Two months after the tsunami, the survivors of Rumput, which lost 80% of its population, were still traumatized, living in muddy tents and barely able to care for themselves. The basic human needs in Rumput provided the impetus for Sarah to launch Building Bridges to the Future Foundation. Sarah tells friends, anyone who saw this situation would have done the same thing. Building Bridges sprang into action, led by Sarah and two local advisors, Muslim Jalil and Ali. With lumber and supplies provided by the foundation, Muslim and Ali rallied the villagers to take the first step in forging a new future by building 41 new homes. The chairman of the Indonesian government's reconstruction agency in Aceh was so impressed with Building Bridges' drive that he urged the foundation to construct a women's community center to serve as an economic cooperative and cultural hub where women began first steps towards restoring the social fabric of their community. Building Bridges worked with the community to establish new legal and economic opportunities for women. For example, widows and other single women are now the sole owners of their new homes. Married couples now list both husband and wife as co-owners of their new homes. Building Bridges also applies these principles of equal ownership in its enterprise and education programs. Building Bridges continued working in tsunami-affected areas for several years, creating new economic and learning programs in numerous villages. But there was another layer of complexity and dramatic change in Aceh. Before the tsunami, Aceh was engaged in a 30-year civil war. After the tsunami, leaders in Aceh signed a peace agreement with the Indonesian government. This was a critical period, where a lasting peace would be established by providing an entire generation of people accustomed to war with new avenues and resources to rebuild their sense of community and their sense of hope for the future. Looking at Building Bridges' proven track record of success, both the Indonesian and Acehese governments urged Building Bridges to apply its enterprise and education programs to encourage communities affected by the conflict to forge their swords into plowshares. Building Bridges traveled across Aceh offering new opportunities to isolated villages by providing the training and supplies to build and maintain profitable small enterprises that yield food, develop skills, and benefit the communities for many years into the future. Recognizing the ongoing need for economic and education programs in Aceh, Sarah and local business and civic leaders created an Indonesia-based foundation to train and deploy professional staff and access resources from local universities and government agencies. Yayasan Jembatan Masa Depan, or JMD, is the Indonesian translation for Bridge to the Future Foundation, and serves as a lasting legacy for implementing Building Bridges programs through a team of local professionals and partner organizations. Building Bridges and JMD plans smart agriculture and livestock enterprises with long-term success in mind. The foundation designs its enterprise programs to be economically self-sustaining and profitable within a few months. With 30 local staff members, including a veterinarian and horticulture specialist, the foundation provides supplies, financial literacy training, business management training, and other skills training by local professionals and local universities. Participants work incredibly hard to take advantage of these opportunities and to get their small businesses up and running. Especially important for small businesses with livestock, the foundation crafts programs to ensure that the animal's environmental impact through grazing and waste is contained to protect the health of the communities and to minimize any negative impact on local rivers, fields, and sources of food. Ultimately, the foundation seeks to leave the villagers with new enterprises that are well managed, profitable, and can provide sustenance and profits for many generations in future. Building Bridges and JMD projects include a cooperative formed by women in several villages to grow and sell mushrooms, a high-value commodity in local markets. A goat breeding and fattening program run by women in Piti Jaya, providing a village with nutritious food and allowing them to sell goats for great profit as the herd grows. Vegetable crops and composting are also part of this program. The only dairy in all of Aceh, a highly profitable goat dairy where villagers can sell milk at market. Upon learning that Aceh imports 70 tons of duck eggs each year, the foundation created a livelihood training program that provides villages with several hundred ducks, feed, business management training, and startup materials. To ensure success in business management, foundation programs include literacy training courses to prepare adults for the state's degree equivalency exams and financial literacy training to help forge long-term business planning skills. Enterprises initiated by Building Bridges programs are now operating all across Aceh. Since its founding in 2005, Building Bridges is funded by U.S. government agencies, Oxfam, the American Red Cross, UNIFEM, the International Women's Group, Islamic Relief, IOM, Muslim Aid, International Relief and Development, corporate donors, and many individuals making small and large donations. Building Bridges crafts its programs with the belief that even people who may have lost everything still have a sense of pride and the willpower to build a new future for themselves and their families. With encouragement, raw materials, skills training, and ongoing mentoring, people will find new opportunities to create their own bright futures.